Hi, I'm Unique Model, aka Shantae Renee P for Positivity, and this is a channel for love and for healing. I want you to know that love begins with you, and it absolutely does. Be the love you want to see manifest in your life, and it will come. So this is a video that I was guided to do, and it is about suicide awareness. As some of you may know, or you may not know, that I have tried to commit suicide a couple of times, and these are just some of my experiences and things that I have been witnessing, especially throughout my bloodline. These are experiences that I've had and some of my opinions of why things do happen. I am not a doctor. And if you are contemplating suicide, please reach out to someone, a therapist, a psychiatrist, a friend, a family member, someone to help you through this challenging time. So I was guided to do this video because we are going through a change of the seasons, and I know some people do suffer from like seasonal affective disorder, where their moods will change as you know the days get shorter. We have less sunlight, and the sun is very healing to us. So these things can affect you because our days are getting shorter, and you know we're going to be in more because it's about to get cold. So I believe, but I'm not exactly sure, that a lot of suicide attempts do happen in the colder months. That's my belief. I'm not exactly sure, so you know you can do your research. But I was guided to share some things because it's come up in my family that there is a generational curse attached to this suicidal ideations. My mom has tried it. I did a video about her a couple months ago where she actually jumped off a bridge when I was around about 4. Maybe I may have been younger than that, but maybe 3 or 4. But I remember like visiting her in the hospital and things. So you know, fast forward in 2015 around Thanksgiving, I tried it because I was feeling very, very low, and I just did not want to be here anymore. But I was thinking about it, but then I was like, okay, well, what about my kids? You know, I don't want my kids to find me, as I'm thinking of different ways to do it. And I'm not going to, you know, say anything about the ways that I tried, but as I'm thinking of different ways to do it, it's just like, I don't want my kids to find me, you know, because I did have, you know, my children at that time. They were like teenagers. And that was like one of my main concerns. I didn't want them to find me because I didn't want that to be the last vision of me that they had. But I did try. I did end up in the hospital for a while, for a few days, and I got back home still depressed. At that time, I was seeing a psychiatrist. I was on psychiatric meds. I was on all of those things. But during that time, I was also, I believe, trying to go through a spiritual awakening. So this is to me where these things tie in together. And go back for a minute, I have thought about suicide since I was a child. When I say around 9 or 10, those things. And what 9 or 10-year-old, what do you really have to be depressed about? You're a kid. You don't supposedly have too much to worry about. But as I've seen in some of the things that are happening in my family, it can be stressful being a child when you're put in certain circumstances. So with me, my parents had just got divorced, and we moved in with my grandmother, the house that I'm actually at now. So I was actually brought back there to help heal some things. So that's part of the reason why I am where I am. So I have thought about those things. I've seen therapists as a teenager, because I was a very depressed teenager at times. A lot of people may not have noticed it. They may have just seen that I was kind of quiet at times, but then, you know, when I got around certain people, I felt very comfortable, and I could open up to them and, you know, talk to them like it was nothing, you know, nothing wrong. But yes, I've dealt with depression since I was before preteen age. So I have dealt with this for a long time. So this is just my experience that I am putting out there to share, to let other people know that they're not alone. So as I'm going through this spiritual journey, I'm looking at things and I'm seeing where this family trauma, I see part of where it stems from, and it is something in the ancestral DNA for my family. It was brought to my attention a couple of days ago that my grandfather, who died around the time I was 5, about 5 when he passed away, that he also talked about wanting to unalive himself. So then a bulb, light bulb went off. So this is where it came from. So my mom's father talked about these things. My mom attempted, I attempted, other family members have thought about it or attempted. And this is something that we don't talk about too much in the Black community. Even I try not to get too much into the race thing, but mental health awareness does not, or has not been talked about enough in the Black community, because of the stigma behind it. And trust me, I get it, because I used to be like, oh my God, the people are gonna know that my mom tried to do these, and I just don't want to be like her, and I don't want to be crazy. But lo and behold, I also attempted, and that's where the generational curses come in. And that energy, that spirit is around because they know it is something great within you that you are supposed to bring forth. So some of us, that is the reason that they want us to unalive ourselves or try to off ourselves. That is one of the reasons that suicidal thoughts or ideations are so heavily on us. And when we get tired, it's just like, okay, I can't go on no more. But guess what? You can go on. I am proof of that. I don't have those thoughts anymore. And usually if I feel something coming in, I'm usually picking up on someone around me, someone who's attached to me. And I later find out, okay, well, this person was going through that. And I know they may have a tendency to have those thoughts. And that's usually what happens. But yes, people also try to cope with these things. And sometimes most of the time, the coping mechanisms actually make the situation worse. A lot of people turn to alcohol. That was one of my things. When I tell you, I used to be drunk a lot. You would never know. I don't even look like the same person that I did a few years ago. I actually look younger now. I drank a lot. That was one of my coping mechanisms that I would use. And if I would not drink that day, it was because I was more than likely too sick to drink, or I just couldn't get it. That was, when I tell you, I used to drink straight up alcohol, liquor. And then as I've been going through my spiritual awakening and my healing journey, I really can't tolerate liquor anymore, which is great. And I still do drink some. I'll drink wine, and I have gone times where I was just dry, so I could get myself together. But yes, I still do have wine every now and again. My tolerance for alcohol now is very, very low, which I am actually glad of. And I know they're working with me probably to get me to a point where I probably won't drink at all, but I don't need it. And I believe that's the reason why I don't drink as often. I don't need it because I'm healing. So as you heal, the coping mechanisms that you have been accustomed to will not seem so appealing to you, and you won't feel like you need it as much or need it at all. Some people can go cold turkey. Some people may actually need AA, or you may need to talk to someone, and if you do, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Reach out to whoever you need to talk to. Like, I have a problem, because that's the first step. I have a problem, but it's stemming from something else. And once you get to the root of the problem, I promise you, the situation would get better, and you can, have better habits. Because drinking all the time, trust me, and I've seen something a couple of days ago where they were saying that alcohol opens up your aura, opens up your spirit, basically, for other energies and entities to attach themselves to you. And this is why some people are like way out of character, even though they say alcohol, when you're drunk, you speak a sober mind. I mean, you speak what you would want to say sober. I think it's sober mind, something like that. So it may be some of that, but trust me, we are in a world where there are spirituality and spiritual things happening all the time, and something around you may see an opening and may make you do things that you wouldn't normally do. And I just saw 11:11 on the clock. So yes, I wanted to share these experiences with you, and that I have had and in my world, in my family. And I am now privy to the knowledge that it was tried generations before me, and this is why it's being brought up, and why I had to go through it, so that I could help someone else. Because you don't have to stay there. You don't have to stay stuck in that mentality where life is so bad that you just don't want to be here anymore. There is help for you. There is healing available to you, but you're gonna have to do the work. And it is work, but I promise you, you can make it to the other side. And it's actually like so freeing when you're not bound to that, because it's like, I am more than that. I am more than that. I am here to prosper. I am here to be of service to someone else. I am here to share my gifts. I am here to, make the world a better place. And once you can hold that vision, because that's what I do. I hold that vision. Like, I am here for a purpose, and I am going to fulfill my purpose to the best of my ability. And these thoughts may have had me one time, but they were there for a reason, to help me get through, to serve my purpose better. Because if I didn't go through it, actually, how would I be able to help someone? So that is another reason why some of you go through some of the things that you go through, whether it be suicide or any other traumas that you may have had, in childhood, or even like a young adulthood. You are here for a purpose. And just hold that vision, even though you may not feel like it. You are here for a purpose. And as long as you reach out when you need help, there will be someone to help you. But you do have to come to the realization, if you want to do better and you want to see better, you have to make the decision up here. I want to do better. I want to be better for myself, for my family, for my kids, for my partner, whoever you want to be better for. You have to make the decision, and you have to stick to it. And sometimes you will fail, and that's okay. You will fail sometimes. That's okay. Just get up. The next second is a new day for you. The next day is a new day. The next moment, you could say, I'm going to do better. And just move forward. Don't hold on to the guilt. Don't hold on to the shame, because those things will try to take you down as well. Guilt and shame will play on your energy, play on your mind, constantly, to try to hold you down. But you're going to rise up, because you're watching this video. You are not alone. And like I said, if you are having issues with mental health, and you just feel life is so hard, you don't want to be here, they do have some free services. Reach out to someone, because there is help available. And even if you don't want to do a regular therapist or psychiatrist, reach out to a spiritualist. Somebody somebody will be there for you. And I feel like I'm gonna go ahead and end this. So I believe that is all for this message. Sending you love and healing. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Make sure you appreciate yourself, and remember, happiness is homemade. Feed yourself some good shit. Mind, body, and spirit. Have a wonderful day. Bye.